four of us to compare.
Yeah, Shannon, be honest.
I like to look.
Be honest.
Skip, I'm looking at that
Be
picture.
honest.
I'm looking at the picture of Kareem and Dr. Buss, and I'm like, how did he find jeans? Where you going to say, let me get the 3350s, 33 waist 50 NC. But he got on a pair of jeans. Skip, look, I knew you was going to do this.
Well, who wouldn't do this?
No, ain't no. She's not trying to say Andre Drummond is Kareem. Kareem had already won 3 MVPs. Kareem had already gone to 2 finals and won one and was a finals MVP. Kareem was the best player at that point in time and throughout the 70s. He was the most dominant player of the 70s. So, no, she's just welcoming him just like Dr. Buss welcomed Kareem. That's all, Skip. That's all that is. She's a situation where, like, because she didn't get an opportunity to do that with LeBron. She did not. She didn't get an opportunity. I mean,
why not?
Because, I think that was the time they were going back and forth, her and the brother. Her and the brother were going back and forth.
Okay.
And so Jeanie, just bided her time in the background, knowing she's gonna be that boss, that queen boss, like she is Queen J. That's what they call her. So that's all it is, Skip. Nobody's trying to compare Andre Drummond to Kareem. That's not a thing. No center should ever be compared to Kareem. Not with 6 MVPs and 10 trips to the finals, Skip. You cover Kareem. You know how great he was. Won 3 MVPs with 3 different locations. That's probably not going to happen again ever. But no, Skip, I don't think it was a comparison. It was just like her welcoming him, just like her dad welcomed Kareem. But he's here to do a job. All Andre Drummond has to do is do what is expected of him. That's it, Skip. He don't have to do it. We're not asking Andre Drummond to go score 30. We're not asking him to block 15 shots. All we ask Andre Drummond, Dre, can you give us what you normally do? Can you give us on a nightly basis? Give us sometime, maybe give us 12 on a bad night. Give us 18, 19 rebounds on a great night. Can you give us 10 points on a bad night? Can you give us 16, 18 on a great night? Sure, I believe he can do that. Skip, do you realize LeBron James got Timofey Mozgov $16 million a year? Now, who would you take, Timofey Mozgov or Andre Drummond, playing with GOAT James? So that's what he's going to get. That's what we're going to turn. We turn Timofey Mozgov into the second best player in an NBA Finals. LeBron did that.
Okay. So here we go. Like father, like daughter.
There you go.
You know, and I know, if Jeanie Buss is going to have the audacity to post pictures comparing her father welcoming Kareem into the Lakers fold to her welcoming Andre Drummond into the Lakers fold, it's going to scream, I got my Kareem.
No, it ain't.
Yes, it is.
No, it ain't.
It is so outrageous, this Dre mania that has seized Laker Nation.
Dre Day.
The drumbeat is overwhelming.
I like what you did to the drum beat.
The drum beat, it is just deafening to me because it is Andre Drummond hysteria. It is gone completely over the edge, now fueled by the owner and operator of the Lakers, Jeanie Buss, to have the audacity to say, hey, I got Dre like my father got Kareem. And to your point, I want to just drive this home to our younger viewers. Remember, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar had played his college basketball right here in L.A., right under the Lakers' noses at UCLA. Not, a couple of miles from where we sit right now.
Couple miles, yep.
And while Kareem was at UCLA, all he did was go 88-2. Freshmen couldn't play at that point. So in his final 3 years, they went 88-2. They won 3 national championships. He was the most outstanding player of the tournament 3 times. He was the college national player of the year 2 times. Probably should have been 3 times. He was the most dominating college force I ever saw.
To this day, he's still the greatest college player ever.
Okay, he's just dominating. He's just terrifying because he was 7 feet 2 inches tall. We'd never seen anything like that coming out of Power Memorial High School in New York, coming all the way to Los Angeles to do this. And it even influenced the dunk rule in college basketball because they tried for a while to say you can't dunk because it's too easy.
Yeah, so he just lay it
He would just lay it in. And then to your point, he goes to Milwaukee, and all he did was win 3 MVPs.
In 6 years.
In 6 years. And he did win the one finals in 71, and he was the MVP of the finals.
He lost the next year. I think he lost the next year.
Yeah, and yet he did have that. He had a ring on his resume. And remember, just for the record, he was a career 70% free throw shooter. Andre Drummond is a career 47% free throw shooter. So you even have that to not hang your hat on. So here we have Andre Drummond, who comes in with a career record in the NBA of 287 and 383. That means in all the games that Andre Drummond has played in the NBA, he's 96 games under 500. Not all his fault. Been stuck on bad teams, but still, he's the flip side of Kareem in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Because all they did was just win and win and win in Milwaukee, just the way they had won at Pauley Pavilion here at UCLA.
Right.
And remember, Andre Drummond played one game in the NCAA tournament, and they were favored as an 8 over a 9 seed over Iowa State, and they lost the game. They were upset, and he scored a grand total of 2 points. So that's his one lone game that he played in NCAA tournament basketball. And then he has played in 8 playoff games in the NBA, and he is 0-8. And in those games, he's 20 of 55 from the free throw line. That's 36%. And Jeanie has the audacity, the chutzpah, to use the word you used earlier in the show, to say, hey, look, everybody, I got my Kareem. Is that what you're trying to say?
And she said, I hope he stayed longer.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, we're going to sign him long term because you got to do that, right? He could be a free agent.
Yeah, we going to Skip. He's going to love it here so much. LeBron's going to make his life so easy.
Okay, Jeanie has been swept up in the euphoria of a buyout acquisition of Andre Drummond as if it is, as you keep saying, the missing piece to the repeat championship puzzle.
I tell you, I'll give you a prime example. You remember the buyout? Rasheed Wallace got bought out, and he went to Detroit. Did he change the life of the Pistons?
He was a very good player. Okay? So are you saying Andre Drummond is better than Rasheed Wallace?
Yeah.
Oh, stop it.
Yeah.
Rasheed Wallace could score from anywhere, in any way, any shape, form.
Rasheed is the scorer. Rasheed was a better scorer.
Well,
Rasheed was a very good scorer. But Skip, this guy going to give us the rebound. We about to win all the... Because what could we do better than everybody else last year? We very seldom did we ever lose the rebounding battle. Very seldom. Because we had JaVale or Dwight on the floor. Or we had one of those guys, and then we had AD and we had Bron. Well, Bron got you 8 rebounds last year. AD got you 9, and between those two guys, they get you 12. So we're going to win the rebounding battle. Now we're going to go back up there and block shots, too, because you know we block shots. Getting AD back probably about another week, probably about a week. End of next week, AD will be back, hold the fort down for another 2 weeks till LeBron come back. And then you know what it is, Skip. Time to make that push.
Okay.
It's time to go win a championship.
Shannon Sharpe, I'm going to say it again. I pity this poor man, Andre Drummond, because he has stepped into something he cannot fathom. He's supposed to start for them tonight. He will start to feel the pressure, the heat, the extreme expectations that have been heaped on him so unfairly because he will not be able to live up to what you are expecting.
That's why God made him so big. He still handled that pressure. 6'10", 280. He said he's in the best shape of his life. He's been spending that time. Yep.
So Drew Timme of the Gonzaga Zags is 6'10", and Andre Drummond is only 6'10", and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was 7'2". 7'2"?
Skip!
What are you doing?
Hey, listen.
Why are you doing this to this poor man?
Nobody is saying Andre Drummond is Kareem. You can make the case.
She is suggesting that. She is implying and inferring that.
Skip. We've Skip. All she did was recreate that my dad welcomed Kareem. Me as the managing general partner, I'm the head. I dream of Jeanie. I'm welcoming Andre. You remember that?
You don't really dream of Jeanie.
Yeah, I do. Robert Eaton played.
You literally dream of Jeanie Buss, okay?
Jeanie. Before Jeanie took over, Lego laughing stopped. You remember that skit? They were laughing. People were laughing at them. The moves that were they played. They still got Luol Deng on the books. Luol Deng ain't played in the Lakers uniform in 4 years.
Yep. By the way, just in case somebody missed that, you were talking about the sitcom of the 60s called I Dream of Jeanie, starring Barbara Eden, just for those who don't know what you're... And Larry Hagman, who went on to much bigger fame in Dallas.
J.R. Ewing.
Who shot J.R.?
Skip. I know you don't want this to happen.
Yep.
But all she did, Skip, sometimes we create. You see, okay, I want to do that. I want to recreate that. Okay, all she did was recreate.
That's what you call being overzealous, over-exuberant, crossing the line into hysteria.
Okay, so what? In the next, I think they've got 25 games. So what do you think? What do you think Andre Drummond's numbers will be? You think he'll average a double-double?
I just think they're not going to win the West. That's all I think. He will not change your life.
He gonna change it.
Yeah.
Change our life for the better.
Andre Drummond, who's been on nobody's radar for all of his NBA seasons, suddenly is going to change Laker Nation's life. Really?
We don't be on our radar.
Huh.
We see, that's the thing. Guess what? If that iceberg was on the Titanic radar, they'd have never ran into it. If it was on the radar. See, it's not what you see, it's what you don't see that trip you up, Skip. If you see that, you see the step right there, you gonna step up. But when you don't see, you go stumbling.
Really?
You about to stumble.
You're about to stumble
about
over
to stumble.
6'10".
Y'all lost to the Magic. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. With no Vucevic, no Gordon, no Fourier, but you were talking about, we got 4 starters out.
Well, we do.
They had 3 of them out.
All right.
But don't worry about it. Dre got this. Watch him tonight, House. Watch him, House. I got a feeling. I'm going to say he have at least 15 rebounds. You want some?
Who are they playing tonight? Their G League?
The
team?
Bucks.
Bucks.
Okay. Oh, the Bucks.
The Bucks.
Oh, the Clippers just dismantled the Bucks the other night.
Well, why y'all dismantle the Magic last night?
Because it was back-to-back.
Back to what they got to do with anything?
Yeah.
That's a G League. Skip, you know our bench beat them.
We've piled up so many wins, we don't need another one.
Okay, we piled up so many.
Are you gonna have
Okay, piled up wins. Okay.
You're gonna have a viewing party, Shannon, for his debut.
Yeah. That's what I'm gonna do.
He's going to destroy
Set the
Giannis.
mood.
Just
Yeah,
destroy.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put one of those big blow-up screens on my front yard, and so we can. Hey, just come on by. Everybody come by and watch your Andre Drummond do what he do
welcome?
tonight. Yeah, everybody welcome.
This poor man.
Thank you for watching. You can subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few other segments from our other shows on FS1.